Everyone's having an awesome day. Sure. All right, there. That should probably work now. I'm definitely having a little bit of issues with some of my settings. Kind of weird. I can't turn on my desktop audio. But how's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's having an awesome day. I've been having a pretty good day. Kind of funny, last night around 7:30, lost my power, and I was out for a little bit shy of 2 hours. But I was actually supposed to meet with someone last night and virtually, and I was like, power's out. And at the time, the electric company was saying, yeah, it's going to be 4 hours for get everything back online. I was telling someone, I was like, well, hey, we're supposed to meet at 8, but I don't have any power right now. My cell battery is not I don't have too much battery on there. So basically, I asked him to wait till tomorrow. He was okay with that. But it was funny because, like I said, it came up about 8:45, so not too late. But then the internet was dead. So the funny part was I ended up going to bed about 10:30, which is really early for me. And I couldn't set my alarm. I use a Google Home for my alarm, and if it's not connected to the internet, it can't do anything for you. So I couldn't set that, and then I was like, all right, well, I'll just go to bed. And I actually woke up at 5:30 this morning. I was like, oh, I'm gonna sleep a little bit more. Next thing I know, it's like 7:45. I was like, well, that's good. I mean, it's definitely feel good. Got a really good night's rest, everything. All right, so let's move on to some things. First, I want to talk about. I'm kind of stealing this idea from. It's because I don't have my green screen up. That's all right. We'll code without the green screen today. Actually, let's put that up quickly here. This will distract me when I'm coding. There we go. Now we're cooking. All right. So I was gonna say, I'm stealing this idea from Matt Groves. I was watching his stream yesterday, and he I don't know if he starts every stream, but he definitely starts some of his streams talking about things he's going to be doing. I do the same thing. So I do run several different groups. First, or I help run. So I help run Louisville Tech Ladies. That's on the first Thursday of the month. Usually at 6 p.m. That is on hiatus right now. I hope to get that started again here soon. I need to talk to the person who I help with that. We can get that going back in June, but that's definitely something to check out. But the next group I want to talk about Louisville Tech Leaders. So I run that with Scott Drake. He and I run that. Kind of funny. I now work for Scott Drake. But so Tech Leaders, we actually non-pandemic times, we do 3 events a month, but we're continuing with 2 events right now. So the second Tuesday of the month, we have a coffee discussion. And these are actually based upon things that I was doing when I was out at HP at the Army. It was funny because, almost every day, one of my peer directors, he gave me a call and like, hey, only with this, I'm having this kind of problem. Have you dealt with this? Have you had to fool with this? And we found that we would have go to lunch and we would talk these through and end up having a little longer lunches talking about. And I really missed that, right? So we started this, right? And it's a coffee discussion. We're still doing it, even with the pandemic. We actually has been really good conversation. So like the other day, we had this and lots of conversation. Someone who has always been more in a leadership type role, but now he's moved more from sales type leadership to project management, right? Talking a lot of things about how he could do some things to make things work better, especially because he had a group of 30, right? So that's where the real difficult comes up. So those are the second Tuesday of the month, and sure enough, definitely check that out. Also, we have our on the 4th Thursday of the month, or Tuesday of the month, sorry, we have our happy hour, and we are continuing to do that. We're doing those on Zoom. definitely check those out. I really, one of the things I really enjoy doing every month is those two events. The next thing we have here, the IT Happy Hour. So this is the second Tuesday of the month. And sure enough, this is just what it sounds like, right? So IT Happy Hour has been going on for, I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe even 6 years. Started by a good friend of mine, Emily Weiss, who has moved on. I mean, she's still here in Louisville, but she travels a lot. Or even now, she's just so busy. And she's working for a company on the West Coast. But, Bill Murray, and no, not that Bill Murray, but another Bill Murray here in Louisville, runs this, and I've been helping him out with this. And we have been doing this online, right? And again, just another great place to hang out. That's the second Tuesday of the month. That's at 7. No, it's at 6 p.m. Second Tuesday of the month. Check out the meetup site I just passed along. You can definitely find out more information about that. Now, I will say, June's a little bit up in the air. I need to. Hey, Sean, how's it going? I need to actually probably replan the June one. And I'll talk about why I need to replan that here in just a moment. The next one I want to talk about, this is my big one. Sorry, the next one to talk about is the Kentucky Remote Workers Meetup. Kind of funny. We started in January, the idea of actually getting people out of the house, right? Because people who work from home and everything. I gotta admit, I am debating putting that on a hiatus right now. We had that last night. I just didn't really have a good turnout, which has been kind of a continuing theme. I am really debating putting that on a hiatus. So maybe once we get back to a more normal time and the meetup more meets what it was really meant to be, which was to get people who work from home all the time out of the house and so forth. But then my big one, Louisville.net. So this is my big group. We generally have not unusual for us to have 50, 60, and up to 80 people at that. A little bit slower with the pandemic, but we're definitely still having those. This is my favorite group I run, and I've been doing this. I've been part of the group for 10 years, actually a little bit over 10 years. The group itself is about 11 years old. And so we meet the third Thursday of the month. I am actually looking to schedule some additional things because there's really no reason, being that we're doing things virtual, there's no reason to have just one a month. And we're going to be virtual for a while. I definitely through July. August, actually the third Thursday of the month is Copalooza, so probably do something a little bit different that month anyways. But, looking at the pandemic stuff, Kentucky, I think we can have groups of 50 starting in July, but I definitely don't want to start in July. So I don't know. We'll be virtual for a while. That's what I'm talking about. And then the last group that meetup group that I run is the Louisville Azure group. So sure enough, this is kind of an interesting group. I did not start this group. I actually technically am not the main organizer with this. I'm a co-organizer of it. But I've kind of taken it over. Long story short, long story on that, but really trying to get that back going. It's kind of funny. Right as the pandemic was happening, I was actually working on getting it started back up. We did have a meeting last month. Actually, I just scheduled a meeting this morning for the 28th, and I'll show that here in a moment. But definitely, those are the groups I run. I'll talk about some events, that I run or help out with. Copalooza. So Copalooza will be a virtual event, 100% virtual event this year. Still working out the details of that. Actually, I have a 1 o'clock meeting today, so I have to end the stream just a couple minutes short. I am meeting with a company that possibly will be a vendor for us. So we're still looking at exactly the details. Also, I'm actually meeting, lots going on with that. I'm actually talking to 2 different vendors. I've been researching a lot of vendors. I'm talking to Hoppin today. They have a really interesting product that maybe could service our needs. I've been talking with the company that actually provides the AV service at the hotel we've been using. They have a thing. I'm not 100% crazy about it, but some of it I'm wondering how much they can customize. So we're looking at that. I'm also I'm meeting with Carl Franklin this afternoon. He has actually started, so he runs Pop Studios. He has started a pop stream. So I'm actually going to be talking to him, right? Because, sure enough, there is no one else who knows better about doing things on the internet, video, audio, and everything than Carl Franklin. So I'm really looking forward to that meeting this afternoon. But anyway, Codepalooza, right? So it's happening. Cool, good to see you. Yeah, actually, I don't know, Sean, when you joined in, but my whole power outing, that was who I was supposed to be meeting last night. But yeah, so Codepalooza is definitely happening. We're probably, I'm just trying to figure out exactly who the vendor is. Once I have the vendor, then I can figure out pricing. We are going to change the price. It's going to be a much cheaper event. Still have to charge because it does cost money to run this event. Really wish I could do it for free, but just can't. But we're, the idea we're going to have so many speakers and everything, make it really worthwhile, that price. I'm hoping to have pricing announced next week. We'll probably steal an idea from what that conference did. Probably do a stream on the Codepalooza, because Codepalooza actually does have a stream channel. We haven't done anything on there yet, but we'll probably do something hopefully next week about that. Look forward to some information about it. Some other events I run, so Global Azure actually did have a virtual event last month. But then there's talks of doing a Global Azure, and this used to be called the Global Azure Bootcamp. It basically took off the bootcamp name. But looking at still doing, hopefully, an in-person event this fall. So an all-day event, partner I work with on that, he and I already had a really good idea. It'll still be very, very useful even in the fall. So I think that's what we'll end up doing. And then the other annual event I work with on here, the Global DevOps Bootcamp. That's just started that last year. Global DevOps Bootcamp is actually, I think this is the third year, but we started with it last year. That's a TBD. They were supposed to be in June. They have moved that. Looking forward to still doing that. And that's just like what it sounds like, a whole day of doing DevOps, right? And really trying to learn more about that. Yeah, Sean, I'm excited to have you at Codepalooza. It's great. Sean's going to do his talk on microservices, which is a really great talk. I really enjoy that talk. But he's also going to do a talk on Azure infrastructure, right? Which is something that you don't get enough of those kind of talks at Codepalooza. So I'm really happy that he submitted that. Funny, it was something we were talking about, that we needed those kind of things. Something else, I should put on here that I do help out with is Cincy Deliver. Let's see if I can type. That is supposed to be July. Let's see here. July 24th. No, hold on. Well, it's July. I'm drawing a blank. It's 24th or 31st. It's a Friday. I forget it. I forget which Friday of the month it is. But now, with that being said, that's up in the air because of COVID, right? And I know he is. So Phil Japiski runs that conference, and I help out as much as I can with that. But I know that's up in the air as to exactly what's. So, but I definitely want to list that because it's a really good conference. I really enjoy it. All right, so some upcoming meetups, right? Next Thursday, I have Jeremy Lickness and Arthur Vickers is coming to talk about any framework, right? So lots of great things coming up there. So definitely join us for that. Here, let me give you the link for that if you're interested in that. I will say, at the moment we have a cap of 100. That's a Zoom limitation. I've talked to the end. So sure enough, Jeremy and Arthur, they are actually on the End Framework team. And I've already talked to them that if we exceed our number, we will do something so we can handle more. But the point being is, don't worry if you go on there and you're on the wait list. We are going to do something. I just did that to gauge numbers. So that's on the 21st. On the 28th, I got Kevin Griffin, who's going to talk about Azure logic apps and functions. So Kevin's an awesome speaker. Really looking forward to that conversation. That just got on the calendar this morning. So, you know, if you're someone who follows that group, you know, that's why you haven't seen it until this morning. Announce that. That should be a really good talk. That is something that Kevin's doing a lot of work in logic apps. Actually, if you watch his stream, that's usually what he's working on, are things with logic apps. So definitely really good. And then the really big one, and now you know why I can't figure out what I'm going to do about the IT happy hour. But I did finally get confirmation last night that Scott Hunter will be joining us on June 9th at 7 p.m. I don't have a topic. I don't have a description yet. It's not up on the site yet, so I can't pass a link because I just got that confirmation last night. And like I said, then I lost my power, so I couldn't really do a back and forth. But that will really be a great talk. I know I'm going to probably ask some poignant questions, you know, of I want to hear not just what I'm hoping from Scott is not just what is in .NET 5, right, which is some really great things. Highly recommend that you check out Build next week. I know I'm going to actually take some time off so I can officially sit down and watch Build next week. But highly encourage you to do that. You know, I got the preview of what they're going to be talking about. MVPs got a preview. Basically, it's really what they sent out to the press. Even some new things that MVPs weren't privy to are being announced, or at least I didn't know about. So definitely want to hear that. But Scott really has a grand vision for .NET. And I'm hoping to kind of press him a little bit for some more of that. Really would love to hear that. So definitely, those are coming up. And the last thing I want, you know, real quick, and again, taking this from what I saw Matt Groves doing. Speaking of games, I don't have much to list. Some of this is on me. Some of this is on everything got canceled, right? You know, actually, this was supposed to be a slow month for me, but that was on purpose. But I am still scheduled to speak at the European Cloud Conference in Nice, France. I'm really looking forward to that. I hope I can still go. And again, that really all boils down to pandemic things, whether I can go or not. This is actually supposed to be in June. Actually, part of the reason why I was taking a little bit, I was supposed to be a little bit less busy this month, partially to get ready for this conference. But really looking forward to this. I'm going to do a whole day workshop on getting Gremlins to improve your data. So that's a really fun workshop. I've done that a couple times, both as a full day and as a half day workshop. Hard to do on a half day, but I've done it a couple times. I really enjoy that workshop. It is on Gremlin graph databases, in particular within Cosmos. Lots of fun to do, very hands-on. Well, it's a mix, right? We actually go through a lot because I generally find most everyone has never done anything with graphs. So I spend a good amount of time working, talking through graph databases. And then, then we do hands-on, learning how to build something. And sure enough, I'm going to rebuild this talk for October. And I do plan on doing it. I'm going to build that here on the stream. You can kind of see how that works. The other talk I'm going to do, and this is another really fun talk I do, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Cosmos. So this is kind of an introduction to Cosmos, but more not just what is Cosmos, although I do talk about that, but more of the different APIs, right? And why would you use one API over the other, and what are some of those benefits of it? I actually walk through. I have sample code showing on each of the APIs. And admittedly, most of those APIs I don't really touch very much, like Cassandra. Awesome, Sean. I would love to do that. Like I said, I love doing this Hitchhiker's talk. Really great talk. I have a lot of fun doing it. But so yeah, so I'll definitely be giving that. And it sounds like maybe in September I'll be able to add something. But so sure enough, I did send that link for the European Cloud Conference. Of course, now, obviously, I think most of my viewers on the stream are here in the United States. That is over in France. But boy, not a bad place to be in late October. Nice, France, right there on Mediterranean. Like I say, I'm really looking. All right, so with that, I did want to do one other thing, a little bit different than everything else I've been doing. Oh, you can see what I was doing before I joined the stream. David Neal is one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. I actually kept this on here because I want to say, so Code It Live, which is Progress Software slash Telerik. I mean, I still call them Telerik. They stream a couple times a week. And actually, on Friday, Sam interviews someone out in the community. And he's interviewing David Neal right now. I'm going to tell you what, I highly recommend you go check out this VOD. Or not right now, or I'm not going to, really, my feelings won't be hurt, but check out this VOD. They were talking about posture syndrome and how to get going on streaming and how to deal with posture syndrome on streaming, which is, I admit, one of my problems I have. But so that's Code It Live. Here, let me pass that link on. Like I say, check out this VOD. I mean, I watched this for about 10 minutes because I had a meeting, then I had to get here. Just in those 10 minutes, I was really stoked with what I was. But what I want to talk about, so you see my overlay, my bar, and some of my graphics I was showing. I'm actually looking to change some of that, right? And I thought I kind of show some things. Maybe start getting some ideas. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of people on here, but definitely have a couple folks on here. Maybe some ideas of what I've been working on here. Well, let me rephrase. What I hired people to do, because I'm not an artist. There's no question about it, right? But so sure enough, like here's one of the designs that someone's been working on for me. Again, this was something to look how things would work here. Actually, they actually did not update the preview screen, but that's fine. They have taken, like it's funny, it says starting. They actually have fixed that. But definitely an interesting look, more galactic type of look. Excuse me, I'm really liking this look. But I actually, funny, right before I went on stream, got another one. That's actually what made me think, hey, let's show this. But no, I've definitely, this one's looking nice. So there's that one. The other one, I just got this, and I really haven't even had a chance to review this. Because like I said, it came in, actually came in about 10 after 11 Eastern time. I like what he did here. It's clean. It's colors I like. So I don't know. I mean, this is definitely, yeah, Sean. I agree. It's funny because I was really loving the first one because I got that first versions of it a little bit earlier. But I do really like this. I like the cleanness of this. I do have one other person working on this. Now he's still early on. Well, early on, but actually, let me rephrase it. His work is due tomorrow. And you can see this. He was sending this as an example of what he was working on. And again, I like this. It's funny. He actually sent me two different ones. He also sent me this, and if you look, you can see like in the back says "come back offline." I told him personally I like the other one. A little bit cleaner, but yeah, definitely I like what's coming up. I mean, these are looking nice. Sure enough, if you have any thoughts, let me know. I'll be. I'm hoping to, like I say, I got to review this some more. I need to look at the animations that he did for me. But admittedly, at the moment, just looking at it glancing, I don't necessarily think I see any changes I need out of this. But we'll, and I'm waiting to see from the other one. Hopefully, I can actually have everything by this weekend, and hopefully next week I'll have a new look. But really looking forward to all. So, all right, great. So let's go ahead and let's move back to what we were working on the other day. So yesterday was a little bit of a distraction. Those who wasn't able to join yesterday I was actually doing real work. And I debated doing that today. I need to finish up what I was working on yesterday. I was working on a utility that would move images out of, so we have images that are in binary format buried inside of a varchar max field. Long story short on that one, but working on a utility that we actually get them out. We've already changed the API, so strip them out away so it doesn't get in the database to begin with. Funny, I was thinking about continuing that work on the stream because I did not finish it yesterday. I got more off the stream done. Wasn't able to finish, and but honestly, I really just at testing, so I thought I'd just go ahead and go to this. So we're working on this ORM for Gremlin. The idea, you know, not as big as a Entity framework. Although I'm looking at some of the Entity framework code to do that, but definitely don't want to go to that. I want something a little bit simpler, but I definitely want an ORM, and it boils down to Gremlin code. You know, not hard to understand, but it's not the best when it comes to writing code for it, right? Trying to figure out a better solution. So what I want to spend a little bit of time doing first, I actually want to clean this up a little bit. Couple things in here. You know, I started a sample that was, you know, that was not a console app, which didn't really make a whole lot of sense. And a couple other little cleanup tasks. I want to do that. Also, the thing I noticed yesterday, I'm actually in the master branch. That was a mistake. I should be in my develop branch. So let's get some of that fixed up first. Okay. So all right. So let's just start work. Let's take a look at where we're at here. So I think we're fine here. Really, what we need to do. I mean, this as is. Again, what is quote unquote my sample app at the moment is really me stepping through the code. All right, and I'm okay with that. I need something in here, and I think I'm just going to keep it inside the sample app just to make it simpler until we get, you know, and then as we clean things up, then we'll move them. We'll move that out and be pure sample code. Let's do this. Let's move these, copy these, put those, copy, paste these in here. Let's just get that taken care of. And then, let's see, I want to my dependencies and go to my project references. Go ahead and remove that. Now this should still build. No, it's not. Let it finish. I know it's going to. Come on. Interesting. There we go. Wow. Okay. Wasn't expecting that many errors, but I don't mind. All right. At first, I do need to add that reference in there. It was inferring that. That'll fix some of those things. And then I do need to go in here. But add that in there. Just go ahead. There's some using statements. I have no idea why they're in there. All right, so we definitely want to remove that. And then I want to remove that whole thing. So we're not really using any. Oh no, I'm. Oh, I know what the problem. Let's fix. It's actually going to be sample. Not the sample name is not causing my problem. Actually, fixing this root namespace is not, or default namespace is not fixing my problem. I'm just so when I create other things. Really, the problem is I have two different namespaces in here. Let's just go ahead and fix those. Okay, that fixes that. Then, oh, those fixes those problems. Some of these suggest you have to. Actually, I think we rebuild now. I think we know. There we go. Now, helps everything to be in the right namespace. I'm going to leave the args in there for right now in case I end up doing something with it. Or, you know what? Let's not carry around tech debt. We don't need those args, pull them out. I was about to do the ultimate tech debt. Well, I might need that later. So let me keep it in there, right? No. If you don't need it, get rid of it, right? You can always add it back in. All right, so let's go ahead and close all that. And then what I want to do, I'm going to move this. And let's actually close the solution. Good. Do a little bit of cleanup work here. On here. Oh, I need. Oh, okay. Yeah, I put a folder for samples. Then what I want to do. So this is. I'm going to actually just delete this. If confirming I want to do that. And then I want to. I want to rename this sample. Rename the project. We've done those. Oh, okay. And I just broke the solution, but that's okay. You can tell me you can't find that solution. Let's just remove it for the moment. Verifying that. We'll add that back. Now everything should compile. It does compile. And just to verify, well, first off, we need to make this the and just to make sure that it still runs like we expect. There we go. There's gremlin being generated, just like I was doing. It would have been absolutely shocked. Different. All right, now what I want to do is go to here. They changed this. So the Git stuff used to be in Team Explorer. So I keep on clicking Team Explorer, but I changed this, and this definitely is different. I got used to that quick enough. I tell you, that Git label is too small. It's hard to see that amongst everything else. At least that's my opinion. That's Chad's quick little rant. All right. This is okay. We're gonna say for our message, midstream check-in 5:15. We're gonna sync all that. Now let's see here. Here's where I'm gonna show I don't know what I'm doing. Want to do know how to do this in Azure DevOps. I'm trying to think. Basically, when I get caught up. Four commits behind. I guess if I go here, let me stumble through this and figure out how I do this. A lot of people going online. All right. So here's sample. I actually don't know how to do this. Okay, that's this. Okay, there we go. That was easier than I thought. All right, so I'm gonna do the merge. So here we go. We watch Chad stumble around. GitHub. Again, I know how to do this in DevOps, but I'm trying to learn GitHub. Basically, I think actually now I want to do a pull request here on. Oh, okay. Base ref. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. On there. I really do need to do that better. All right, now I'm in here. Up. Fetch that. Read that. Now I'm in the right branch. Now we'll be doing work things and just make sure this is all I want it to be. Is build this just fine, and we're good to go. All right. Now, next thing I'm gonna do. So where I was looking at graph content. Excuse me. All right. On the graph context. Okay, we were looking at how to make this work. Back to where I was Wednesday. So I want to open up. All right, so did find out those who were watching Wednesday. I was trying to open up the. Here, I'll show you. I figured out what my problem is. I actually don't know how to solve it. That's okay. So I was I'd open up the framework project. I want to kind of look at some of the ways how they implement things. Now the interesting part is, well, did I not regrab? There, well, go re-grab that. I didn't mean to get rid of it. Reclone that. So, and sure enough, I mean, there's no shame in this, right? I mean, you know, looking at how someone else did this. I mean, that's part where we stream and such. Looking to see how other people solve problems. So sure enough, you know, looking at how is an empty. So I was going to say, looking at how the open source project does something, especially something as big as EF framework. Try this again. On that, so there's no shame in this. Definitely want to see how things are, how may solve some problems. I mean, obviously, we're talking about something, one, it's been around for quite some time. Two, has a lot more contributors than I thought project ever going to have. Now I can clone this. All right. So here's what's interesting. Now, if I try to open this, see, we're going to get these errors again. And you'll notice that if I look at source, everything load failed. And I didn't really look at this the other day. I saw this error message. But here's a good point. Again, read through everything. So it says, unable to locate .NET Core SDK. I was like, I want a new machine. Maybe I don't have the SDK, which actually really doesn't make sense. Of course, I have the SDK. I'm on Visual Studio. I have to have the SDK, right? Now, what it turned out to be was I just didn't have the right SDK. And you need so they're using the global JSON file. Which is kind of funny when I was doing some research on global JSON. As I was looking this error up, some of the comments was, why would you ever use this? Well, actually, I can see why you would use it. So if we look here, I forgot exactly where this is. We look for global JSON. You can see I was searching for that before. If we open this, so here's the thing. They have a requirement on 5.0, which makes sense. They're working on the 5.0 branch, right? They actually have a requirement. Oh, that's why I deleted it. Now I remember why. Of this version. Here's the thing. I can't find that version. I think it's in a private repo. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I definitely can't find this. Oh, maybe I should look for different. Definitely not released. And that's what now I'm trying to remember what I was saying the other day. So there is a branch. You have to go to a branch. You basically build this thing on your own machine. I'm not about to do it. So what I do want to do, this is the reason why I deleted everything. I actually want to go to a different branch. I do want to use some of their code as an example. If we go to forks is really not fork. Branches, that's what I'm looking for. Let's go to this branch here. Sure enough, there is a 3.1 branch. I actually want to go off of that. Which actually can't do that right in here. Now that I think about it. Here. Yes. Let's go ahead and grab .NET. Because sure enough, I mean, they're working some really nice things for 5, but nothing I'm going to do in this. So I don't really need that. All right, so let's grab that. There we go. Now we probably have something. Oh, we're still having some. Well, this is interesting. I was expecting once I did this, it worked. Let's close that. Sure. Folder up. Now it works all. I haven't opened up anything. Open up the all. Now we're still getting that error. Check the global JSON on this. Yeah, I'm really just messing stuff. It's possible. So they're wanting 3.10. And I'd be willing to bet I don't have that version. 310. Pretty sure that's the only thing I'm. So take a look here. Second here. If we go in here, if we open up a console, we do .NET list TKs. So I have 31202 and 31300. So I need the 100. So let's go ahead. Let's see if we can find. Nice part is you can have multiple SDKs in your machine. .NET Core 310. Even here. There we go. So let's go ahead and load this. Nothing like mucking around with your SDKs while you're live on stream. Actually, look in my video. I definitely want to thank Manifest Solutions. This is a shirt they gave away at Code Match. So yeah, enjoy code. I really like this. Nice t-shirt. That. Now, if we look up our list, now we see 3.100. So now, if I again, folder, get them in the restream branch. Now I should be able to load this. Now we see it loading. Cool. That's awesome. And cool. Well, that's good. Because, the other day I was trying to look at code. This is so much nicer, Now, like, if I go in and, like, for example, I was trying to look. This one. I was trying to look at like DB context. Trying to search for this, through just regular code is hard to do. Now I can wait for catch up. I'm still getting a bunch of red squigglies, but I believe that's just. Let's say we're ready. See, we're loading IntelliSense and good stuff. I'll take a moment, especially because this is the first time I've actually loaded this project on. This is good, but now this is nice because now I can have all the search through things in here. But it's good that we got that set up. Definitely wanted to do that. I wanted to use this as some of it. Installing some things. We're gonna let this get caught up here. Mostly just because I want it. Oh, Frozen Attacker, I'm so sorry. I missed your follow earlier on. I don't have any sounds on. Actually, you probably hearing the sounds on my alert sounds. I can't get my sounds on. So I really appreciate the Frozen Attacker 363 that you followed. I don't know if you're still on, but great. I appreciate that so much. And that's one reason I'm hoping all my new designs come in this week, so I can pick one, or this weekend, I should say, because I don't know what happened. all of a sudden, if I leave my speakers on, I'm getting, oh, my computer's freezing up. Mine froze up there for a moment. So I was talking about, for some reason, if I leave my speakers on, getting, feeding through my microphone. Not supposed to be doing that. Wasn't doing it. So I don't know what I screwed up. You know, kind of weird. I think, you know, I think it's still all Sean's fault. I was helping Sean out with some OBS stuff the other night, and there we go. We finished that, and things have just been a little bit screwy. Which lesson learned there is maybe sometimes instead of showing things on your actual stuff, create a separate profile, then show things. It's awesome to hear. You know, you got everything figured out. I think we most got everything figured out the other night, but good to see you got everything figured out. Sure enough, Sean, I mean, how did your user group go last night? So, all right. So we got this working here. I'm going to force a build because I just want to make sure. I want to make sure I've got this. If I want to look at this, I actually have a working thing. This, maybe. Oh, really? Cool. So sure enough, I will. So Michael Perry did a talk on that. It was Michael Perry, I believe. Did a talk on ACID 2.0 last night. Tulsa. Actually saying, make sure I'm saying it's the right speaker here. I know I'll be talking to Michael Perry. Send an email tonight, asking him to speak for us. Cool. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, good. Yeah, like I say, now I finally got Scott Hunter scheduled. I can now. I have a list of people who I want to get scheduled. Michael Perry being one of them, out of Dallas, I believe. Yeah, Dallas area. Really good speakers. Coppola was a couple years ago. All right, so we have that. We built it. All right, good. Just really kind of getting some things set up here. So what I want to look at, I'm still, and I just, it's been a crazy week. It's been a busy week. Good busy. Well, mostly good. Some of the things just can't get things done. Although I will say one of the nice parts of last night, no power, no power, and then no internet. I started playing with Lego. I had fun. Got a Star Destroyer, trying to finish out. About halfway through it. I don't have it in here, otherwise I'd show where I'm at on it. Definitely having fun building that, and realized last night, I really enjoy tech. I love tech. I love coding. I love playing with Azure. You really do need to step away, do something else. And it was really nice. I did it for about an hour last night. Need to do that more often. All right. So what I want to look at, so the DB set. So think about this. So when you help me explain what I'm talking about, and this really actually helps me walk through this more than anything else. So if when we look at EF core, let's look at here. So, and I'm just looking at this because it's an easy way to understand, right? So you have your context, right? That inherits from DB context. In there, you create a bunch of properties that are of a DB set, right? So I want to do something. I think I want to do something similar because I think that makes sense. So what I want to look at is, I wanted to look a little bit at what is, trying to figure this out. Again, I'm not going to need any, I mean, because DB set itself is, definitely not going to need all. But I definitely will need some of this. So let's look at what I want to look at. what I'm really curious about is when you, when I create this, passing that in. So that's because, all right, it's going to type, you know, that would make sense. There are constructors. No constructor on this. Okay, that's and then, yeah. Really, this is where a lot of the work happens. It's actually on the DB. So I'm gonna kind of copy right from what they're doing. So what I want to do, let's switch over to my code. And really, I'm not gonna work in graph context. I'm gonna create this. At least at the moment, I'm gonna call this. Call it graph. Like I was talking the other day, you know, I'm not going to take exactly from. I'm borrowing heavily from any framework, but like I want to use names that are, you know, more set to here. So I'm gonna call this graph set, and you know I'm gonna do this a little bit. Move this so I can. That way I can see that there. Let me do one other thing here. That. And last thing I want to do is move that. And I cannot see updates. I can't hear them. Alerts. All right. So so we have this. This is going to be an abstract class. We don't want you to actually use this directly. You know, yeah, we'll close ending. Take that directly from what they're doing. I would do a split screen in here, but it gets a little bit messy. That is what I'm actually doing on my screen. But we'll keep it like this for now. All right, so really just want to do that. I want to look at, they have, all right, again, I'm looking at what they're doing here. So what I'm looking at, I'm trying to figure out what happens, and I could step through this code, which I might end up doing. When you go in here, so think about it, when you go in here, you do a DB add. Okay, because the add is actually on. So I'm adding that as a new blog. So what happens on you do that? I don't know. Let's see here. I gotta admit, you know, I definitely have some research I need. I don't know if I'm gonna do all this research on the stream. Continue what I'm doing today, but hopefully I might get some time this weekend. My wife's got some plans. Do some things. I'm gonna look at when they do an ad here. Passing that in. Even notice that attribute. Closed, and then we're going to return the session. And look at the scene. All right. Okay. Oh, I know I'm being distracted here. This is just my distraction day. Just curious. So if I redo that, yeah, there we go. When I noticed that earlier, I should have replayed the alert when I noticed. All right. Sorry, I'm a little bit of distracted mood. All right. So what I want to do, all right, so I'm looking at what they're doing here. Uh, back to, oh, okay, so do the same, basically, or, and there's an ad. So there's an ad and there's really, what does a set entity state do? This is kind of interesting, man. You know, looking through what exactly any framework. Tell you what, let's do this. Look, but there's samples. Running through this, I really probably should run through aggregate function, batch, tokens. Kind of interesting because none of these really are just where's like just a straight, just do just a regular like the I don't know. All right, so let's do this. Obviously, I won't ever check this in. I won't anything into this. Anyways. Um, create new solution folder. Add stuff. You know what I want to do? I'm gonna put this right in there. So let's move this off screen here. The add project. And we're gonna call this EF core basic tutorial. We call it. That. Stuff. Or like this. Then what I want to do is project reference. Doing this the here project reference, and I want to add a reference to EF. Then really just going up or do that. Create a class. Model. And then we'll I'm not gonna actually create a data. No, it's in the model. My blog and content. I confused myself because they didn't put it in a folder separate. But of course they're doing that for. All right. This first. Oh. Build. I need to target. What? Really screw this up? Why are my target fragments all other framework stuff? All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Actually, it is getting around time. Like I said, I do have a 1 o'clock meeting. Go ahead. Let's go ahead and wrap with. All right. So let's go ahead and see who's up on. Who we got? Oh, so we are. They still okay? No, they're okay. So we got some live coding. What's Ed doing? I mean, we know that. It says he's building an npm package from scratch. Let's go to my good friend Ed. All right, Ed is definitely well worth raid. Once I find my right window, I've opened way too many different things up here. Let me go ahead, switch over to my chat screen. So again, I want to thank everyone for watching today. I really do appreciate it. I don't know why my beginning the rolling credits. Definitely want to thank again Frozen Attacker 363 for following. I really do appreciate that. All right, I'm trying to type in the raid command here. Not doing a very good job of that. So again, I really do appreciate everyone watching today. We will continue this more. I might do some things over the weekend. Let's just see what happens. All right, see what my schedule ends up looking like. How much money do things I am. Other than that, I hope you all have an awesome day and a better weekend. Thanks, everybody.